Hello, welcome to my 2023 Inktober video. Late. I did everything on time. I'm just slow at editing. Anyways, so what is Inktober? For people who are unaware, it's a drawing challenge, and every year at the beginning of October or whatever, you get a prompt list, and you're supposed to draw a drawing every day or couple of days, whatever. Anyways, there's 31 prompts for 31 days, and the goal is to ink your drawing. So it should be done on ideally, paper, pen. You can draw a pencil drawing underneath if you want, and then the goal is to share it. You can post it to whatever social media you want, or even just show it to the people in your life. The goal is to take the prompt, draw something with ink, and then share it with the world. So this is my version. This is how I've been sharing it for the last couple of years. So this is the prompt list on screen, and you'll see the prompts. And something I did this year that was different, this was actually my brother's idea, was to do a speed drawing. So I used the tripod that he got me and the ring light, and decided to draw myself drawing my drawings. I sped it up. It's not the greatest angle. I still have to kind of figure out how to make that work. And then my phone ran out of space at one point. So yeah, half of it is speed drawn, and it has the usual explanation and stuff. And so I thought you guys might find that interesting to look at. So yeah, shout out to my brother for the idea, and enjoy. This is my Inktober 2023 video. So the very first one is Dream, and this is basically the collection of markers that were put on my face when I had the opportunity to go to Carleton University, which is located in Ottawa. It's a bit of a drive from my place, but it was definitely worth it. I've volunteered there a couple of times now, and basically just done some motion capture work, because my dream ultimately is to be in a video game. My goal is to do acting for video games. I absolutely love motion capture. It's been incredibly fun, and I wanted to represent that dream by basically drawing the markers on my face, because in the motion capture, unlike traditional acting, which would capture my face, motion capture would only capture the dots, and so the technology would only capture the dots that you see on the page, and I think that's incredibly cool. Second was spiders. It is a spider in a cup, because that is what I do when I see a spider. I always trap them in cups and then release them. This is a reference to two video games, and this one is also related to mocap. It is kind of a double meaning, sort of. It is basically referring to path, as in my life path has changed because I was exposed to these two particular video games, those being Until Dawn, which is you make choices with the right stick, and Detroit Become Human, which you have the pizza slice, pizza box, pizza, and no pizza. I don't know what the hell they're called. Controllers, options on the PS whatever. And PS whatever, very professional of me. But those are the the things that are there, and the reason that I drew them is because, and why they inspire me to do motion capture, is because I love choice-based games. I love seeing how many different options and paths there are, and this relates to the first one. Is I would love to be in a choice-based game like Until Dawn or The Quarry or Heavy Rain or Detroit Become Human, fucking Quantic Dream and Supermassive. Hit me up one day. Hit me up, please. I would like to be in a game like that. That'd be sick. Yeah, I really love that sort of thing, and so I wanted to draw that. It's a very simple drawing and a very lengthy explanation, but I really, those two games really inspiring me and really are what got me into this, and so I wanted to represent that. 4 is dodge. This is referring to dodgeball, and I specifically was thinking of the Apollo meme. 5 is map. I think it's funny that a couple of Inktober's ago there was compass as a prompt. and I had drawn the Minecraft recipe for compass, and I was like, hey, I could do the same thing for a map. So I just keep drawing Minecraft recipes. It's just a test of how good am I at remembering the Minecraft recipes. 6 is golden. I've spent too much time on the internet. This is referring to golden showers. 7 is drip, and this is someone who has committed a crime and is full of blood. So hand is dripping with blood. Okay, I had an idea for this. I was like, hey, I could draw a toadstool, and then I was like, no, wait, what if I drew a toad on a toadstool? And then I thought, no, wait. What if I drew a stool that is made out of a toad? And so I drew a toad that is made into a stool. I think it'd be sick as hell to have this sort of stool. If anyone is really good at woodworking, please make me a stool that is made out of a toadstool. Like this, that'd be fucking sick. I tried to capture the idea of wood. I don't know if I got that across, but the goal was wood and trying to get a woody texture. Like I can imagine just a huge carved toadstool, literal toadstool. 9 is bounce, and that is just a quick little trampoline. 10 is fortune, and that is, I just drew a deck of tarot cards. I used to be really into that thing in high school. Now I'm not. But yeah, I wanted to draw a deck of tarot cards. I have a couple of decks. They're pretty fun, but yeah, I don't really believe in that sort of thing anymore. 11 is wander, and this is just sort of what it feels like to wander through life. You're kind of in maybe fog, uncertainty, which is why it has like a little light, and you're just sort of chugging along, hopefully, eventually you'll get somewhere, you'll be okay, but you gotta kind of wander through life a little bit. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years, so that's me wandering. 12 is spicy. Big fan of hot sauce. Apparently, they recently developed something even hotter than the Carolina Reaper, which is insane. Apparently, when you eat this one, you throw up. What you notice is that this is a single-hand 24-hour clock. I'm actually really interested in these sort of clocks. I found a really, really interesting company called Slow Watch, and I really want to buy one. Because I've ever since I was in like high school, I've loved the concept of a 24-hour watch. And so now I actually found some really decent ones. So maybe I'll buy one and do a review. That'd be sick. But yeah, I just want to draw that because I think it's, rise and shine. That's the time that I wake up. And also 24-hour watches are sick as hell. So this is a reference to the anime Berserk. May or may not heard it. If you have not seen it, highly recommend, although warning, it is very, very violent, and there is a lot of adult content. It's quite sexual at some parts. There's straight up hentai. I was not warned about that. But other than that, I actually really, really like it, and not too spoilery. Yeah, this is for, I only watched the movie so far. I'm starting to read the manga, but I just watched the movies, and there is this Griffith is basically motivated to achieve greatness, and I'm not going to try to spoil it, but there is this recurring image of this castle in the sky that he is constantly chasing towards. And this is a pretty stereotypical, backstabbing situation. When you trust someone, hugging someone is very vulnerable, right? And so here this is someone being stabbed. I really enjoy doing the I really enjoyed over the years doing, because it's all black and white. Like, I like to play with that sort of. And so for this one, I thought it would be interesting to do one person with no color and then one person like totally blacked out. I thought that would be an interesting visual, and I think it turned out pretty good. So 16 and 17, I combined together. Every year I do something that's a little bit more out there, that's a bit more, effort. And I chose this piece for that. Now, I had considered doing, a typical angel wings and a little devil tail and horns. Also, this is the point where my camera died. Unfortunately, my camera didn't die. My phone ran out of space. That's what happened. So kind of died in a way, but anyways, so I thought I could do that, but then I thought, well, no, how about I was thinking about what kind of wings I wanted to do, and I thought, hey, I'll do shrikes. I'll do shrike wings because I absolutely love shrikes. Shrikes are my favorite bird. They're these, and the reason why I decided that it would be good to combine it angel and demon together and just do shrike wings is because of the shrikes themselves. Because shrikes, for those who don't know, are these little passerine birds. So they're kind of like chickadees. They look very innocent, but their Latin name translates to literally butcher bird or sentinel bird, because what these little guys do is they take small rodents and bugs and stuff and then impale them on thorns, barbed wire, sharp sticks, and then eat them. It's super hardcore. It's like, it looks like this cute little chickadee little bird. It's so innocent looking, but it's so vicious. And I love it. It's such a cute little, I don't know, I really, really like shrikes. And so it's kind of like a little demon on its own. And so for that reason, I thought, hey, this actually works. You've got the traditional angel wing thing, and yes, this is a self-portrait. I took many selfies to get this pose right. But this is you could have a traditional angel wing, but then the wings themselves are the same pattern as a shrike wing, and shrikes are little demons. So there you go. So that's angel and demon combined. I thought that would be kind of interesting to do, and I think it turned out really well. And I'm pretty happy with this piece. 18 is saddle. Now, something that I've very recently gotten into is barefoot shoes, and I had been wondering, why are our shoes pointy? And there's actually this kind of urban legend or this myth that goes around in the barefoot community, because I thought that it was, I had read somewhere that it was because of saddles. It's easier to put a pointy shoe in a stirrup, but that didn't make a ton of sense to me. I wasn't 100% sure about that. Turns out that it is actually just, an urban legend. It's misinformation, and so that's actually not why shoes are pointy. It's really just fashion, and people have loved cramming their feet into little pointy shoes across many different cultures. Plump, ass, peach, you know where I'm going with that one. I'll just leave it there. You do the math. Very simple, just a little snowflake. Chains is a daisy chain. 22 is Scratchy, and that is represented by knitted socks. My grandmother used to make me socks, and sometimes the material she used was a little bit scratchy, so not ideal, but they're made with love, and so I wanted to draw them because I like them a lot. Then there is celestial, and this is actually a pair of binoculars. Most of the time when people associate, stargazing, they assume that you're going to use a telescope, but When I was in university, I actually discovered by taking an astronomy class that you can actually use binoculars to look at the stars. And I've been doing that for years at this point. And one of my favorite constellations, well, it's not not constellation, like a cluster of stars, is the Pleiades. They're so beautiful to look at. Like, I will literally sit in the snow, because it comes out, you see it in the winter. I will literally sit in the snow and just stare up at them through my binoculars. And so I drew the little cluster. 24 is shallow, and this is referring to shallow emotions. I don't know if you've ever been in this sort of situation, but someone asked me for another chance. I said no, and then cut contact for a while, and then stupidly opened it up again by saying, hey, what's up? So not good. It's not actively dangerous to my well-being or anything like that, but it was very emotionally compromising, and I would not advise it. If you cut someone out, do not go back for them. I have been thinking over the last little while, like, okay, how can I do a job reveal? Because I mentioned that I got a job, and I said that I was going to do a job reveal, and I considered, should I make a separate video? Should I just bring it up during my next halfway point video? And then I was going through the prompt list, and I saw remove, and I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, because I am a removal technician. The most straightforward way to explain it is that I remove dead bodies, quite literally. This can mean going to the morgue or the home, someone's home or a nursing home, and bringing them to the funeral home. It can mean working with the coroner's office and removing a decedent from a trauma or crime scene. I feel like I'm a taxi driver sometimes, and it just so happens that my passengers are dead quiet. So I drew what I bring with me on removals. First of all, lots of paperwork is something I've discovered. We have so much paperwork because you have to keep, we keep track of everything meticulously. I have to bring an ID band. So that basically has stuff like the name, birth date, death date of the person. I have, which I put onto the body and make sure that it stays with them at all times. Then a little bit of, personal protective equipment, basically just mask and gloves. And then my mortuary cot. So yeah, that is what I do for work. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments or to send an ask on Tumblr, and then I will maybe make a video if there's enough questions. I can make a video like, what is it like to be a removal technician? There is this quote that I saw on Tumblr years ago. I have no idea where I saw it or who it's by, but there is this quote that I have written down that is, monstrosity is not something which exists on its own, but rather a concept created and defined by people. I have Googled this quote and I cannot find it, but I really liked it because it's so true, We have this concept of what is monstrous and what makes someone a monster, but at the end of the day, there's, especially in cases of, for example, mental illnesses where people are demonized, like, I don't know if there's a universal concept of good and, right and wrong, but a lot of the time the concept of, what makes someone a horrible person is defined by other people, right? Like, there are, I think, definitely some constants, and there's going to be some stuff that you see repeated across all human cultures, and I think there is definitely an argument to be made for universal moralities. But at the same time, if you think about it, like, we're the ones who decide what's good and evil, right? Maybe we can agree on the same thing, but the concept of good and evil doesn't actually exist on its own. It's not like some sort of element or anything objective, really. We're the ones who make it up. And so I don't know, that quote I wrote it down and I found it so interesting, and I have no idea who said it. If anyone knows who it is, but let me know. But that quote just stuck with me when I saw Beast, and I thought I would, like, what does that quote give me vibes of? And this is the drawing that was born from that. Sparkle, this is my favorite emoji. This is actually fully, I will admit, 100% trace this one. And this is just me flexing because I have been working out like crazy the last couple of months, and I was, I sometimes I'll flex for my brother, be look how jacked I am. And he pointed out the other day that my arm has almost doubled in size just when I flexed. Like I'm fucking jacked, bro, okay? I can deadlift more than what I weigh. I've almost doubled the amount that I can deadlift, specifically with my job. And so, like I've gotten really strong. And so in a way, my arms have gotten massive, especially compared and other parts of my body, but I especially see it in my arms. Like I have always had a pretty skinny upper body. Like I just don't have a lot of body fat upstairs, in my upper body. And, I don't know, like my arms just kind of got really huge over the summer, and it's definitely weird. It's not uncomfortable, but it's definitely a little jarring sometimes. Just because like I've built a lot of muscle, so I'm like my body hasn't actually changed, but it is heavier, and that's very weird to exist in that. Rush is adrenaline rush, pretty straightforward. Yeah, and this is the chemical of when I googled chemical adrenaline rush. This is the chemical that shows up. So apparently there's a specific chemical for adrenaline rushes, which is kind of interesting. I didn't know that. I thought, well, where does fire come from in the modern age? Lighters. So I was like, I will draw a lighter. But then I thought, what's a weird angle on a lighter that you can recognize it's a lighter, but we don't typically see it from that angle in drawings, and straight up above is not something you typically see. I had considered doing it like on the side or something like that, but I thought, that's pretty common. So I just drew it like looking head down straight into the flame, and that's what I saw, and it looks kind of dope. What's up? I have no idea why it took me so long to edit this video. In terms of the drawings, it was fine. I did most of them on the last 2 days, honestly, just because I was really busy with work. But it was okay. I didn't find this year's Inktober super inspiring or super interesting. Like the ones that I liked were removed just because it's like, oh yeah, this is what I do for work. And then I liked the one Dream and Path because those were related to my mocap, but other than that, like I didn't find a ton of inspiration this year, and I think that kind of showed. There's nothing super interesting. Like none of the art that even the 16 and 17 Angel and Demon that I combined, like even then it's kind of nicer, but I don't know. It was just sort of an okay Inktober this year, I guess. It was fine. I'm happy with the drawings. Like I didn't make anything that I'm outwardly like, no, this one sucks, but